The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Morning Market Kickoff with your host, Tommy O'Brien. Now, Tommy O'Brien.
Good Wednesday morning, everybody. I'm Tommy O'Brien, coming to you live from TFNN. We kick things off, and we have markets back in the green. Gold with another record high. We got some action right now. We have another deal with NVIDIA, this time with XAI, Mr. Elon Musk. Every morning you wake up, and these deals are happening between the companies involved in AI. But you check out the markets today. S&P's up by 8 points right now. Pretty tame overnight session. We're a little bit higher at one point, a little bit of action, but markets in the green. NASDAQ 100, we're up by 0.1%. You see the sell-off yesterday on that Oracle news that their margins are in question. NASDAQ 100 up by 25 points, 25,064. You got the Dow this morning up by 123 points. That's about 0.3%. 46,975, and the Russell up by 0.4%, 10 points in the green, 2483. Bitcoin, a little negative action yesterday. We're trading right now up almost $1,000 at 123,325. Crude, a little bit of a bid. We've dropped off in the last few minutes. Crude trading up 66 cents at 62.39. See the volatility yesterday, down to 60.75. Before we get to gold, let's talk yields, dollar, and then we'll do golds. The 10-year right now, a little bit of higher price, lower yield. You got the 10-year right now up about 5 ticks as we have lower yields, and we are 3 weeks away. The yield approaching about 4.11, and we are about 3 weeks away, not about 3 weeks away from today and the next Fed meeting. Remarkable strength in the dollar and in gold at the same time, right? The dollar strengthened dramatically. I mean, just look at where we were on Friday. We were trading at 97.60. We're pushing 99 this morning at 98.73, and gold just hasn't stopped, right? On Friday, we're up $200 in the price of gold just since Friday, and meanwhile, the dollar strengthened a full point over that time. Nonetheless, take a look at gold. Straight line move over the last week or so, over the last 18 months or so, you could say. From the run beginning in February, 4,068, and check out the weekly, and it's only the beginning of Wednesday, right? We've only had 2 trading days technically and an overnight session. We're coming into Wednesday trading, and you have gold up by $63, extending the gains to 4,071. There's your daily. Check out silver this morning, up 2.4%. Silver making new recent highs as well. Yeah, still haven't got above where silver was, which is $49.82 in 2011. And then you have this 1980 high up there, 50.50. Jump over to copper this morning. Copper trades to 5.15 overnight. Yeah, it's been quite a run from those lows back in the end of July, early August. Copper trading at 5.10, up a bit. We jump over to the VIX. So the market's in the green, but the VIX not abating just yet. VIX right now with a 17 handle. Pretty remarkable. We can get a VIX with a 17 handle as we have this market pushing 6,800 right now. All right, we jump around to some of the equities moving. And yeah, you got another deal out there with NVIDIA, investing in XAI, special purpose vehicle with equity and debt. They're up by $1.60 in the pre-market. They're trading at 186. You see the volatility yesterday on the Oracle news. You jump to Oracle, clawing back most of those losses yesterday, and you're at 285, up a bit. We were trading at 288 before that news hit that their margins are going to be under pressure, or are under pressure right now in terms of the current proceeds, revenue, and profits for some of those NVIDIA Blackwell chips. Jump over to AMD shares this morning, up by about $1.50. And Amazon, check out Amazon catching a little bit of a bid, up to 223 from 221. And I'm not sure if this is the driver, but Amazon launches pharmacy kiosks at one medical offices in LA. You know, you read a headline like that, and I'm an Amazon bull, folks. I got Amazon retirement, account. But you read a headline like that, launching pharmacy kiosks, at their one medical offices. There's no reason why you can't have pharmacy kiosks. Now, the obvious of drugs getting stolen or whatever it be. But if you've ever had to wait in a line at CVS or Walgreens for the drive-through pharmacy pickup, that's an operation that's ripe for making it a little bit better. Nonetheless, Amazon shares up a bit. You had some volatility yesterday. We jump over to Tesla. So yesterday they unveiled the 40,000 vehicles, $40,000 base vehicles, and the market is unimpressed. But today we're going to be up a few dollars. But yeah, look at that action yesterday. 252, Tesla's went on a tear, trying to digest some of that acceleration you had from 292 up to 457 over a period of what? 3 months, barely, testing those highs. It's not just those highs. It's these highs right here as well from 2011. We hit a high of 414.50 back then, just over that price level right now. We'll see if we can hold Tesla up by a few dollars. All right, so headlines. Yeah, you're talking about $4,000 in spot for the first time. We got there in futures, but now we're there in spot. Now, this one's out there at the same time, NVIDIA's Jensen Huang. AI computing demand is up substantially in the last 6 months. Well, it better be. Substantially. What does that mean, right? Let's see if they've refreshed it since I did. Yeah. Demand is up huge this year. Well, we know demand's up huge, but where's the money going to come from? That becomes more and more of the conversation. And if you go to the front page of Bloomberg this morning, everyone's talking about the circulatory nature, right? And there it is. They put in a chart. Everyone loves charts as well. OpenAI, NVIDIA, $1 trillion AI market with a web of circular deals. And yeah, we got another one of those deals today. Yeah, up substantially over the last 6 months is what they push. I thought I had the article up here. I'll pull it up in terms of the XAI deal. A smaller deal in relation to some of the other deals that they've had going on. And, you see that and you see articles like this as well, folks, right? So, imagine we all talk about talking our own book. I mean, to report this as news, Jensen Huang saying Oracle is going to be wonderfully profitable, but despite the reported thin margins. I mean, they might as well be that. They might as well all be CEOs of the same conglomerate at this point because they're all intertwined. And you better believe that he needs Oracle to be profitable. When Oracle's making deals to buy NVIDIA chips. And imagine he's talking about one of his biggest clients. Yeah, and Oracle flat right now at 284. Quite a run on their earnings. You backed off a bit. All right, folks, we'll jump around. Got a couple different articles to go over some of the stories driving the action. We get Fed minutes at 2 p.m. Eastern time today as well. We got markets in the green. S&P's up by 10. Gold at record highs. Come right back, folks. If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
This portion of the Morning Market Kickoff is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. Welcome back, folks. You jump over to Tesla, up a few dollars right now. And you take a look at the articles. Now, this one was out yesterday, okay? Even last night, I guess. I didn't get to it yesterday, as it was after the shows, I guess. I was reading it last night. And I bring it up because it's the same mentality I had, right? So I have a car right now that's a 2018, and it's approaching 100,000 miles. So I'm going to get it serviced. I'm going to keep it as long as I can. But, it is something where I got a vehicle. At some point, I'm probably going to need to get a new one. So I'm open to the idea of what cars are out there, right? And as this EV credit was about to expire, I said to myself, well, this is the opportunity to at least consider it, because if you're not going to do it right now, you better not do it when the EV expires, the credit expires. And then you see the stories out there that they're going to work to bring down the cost of those vehicles after the EV credits expire. Well, how are they going to do it? They're going to cut costs from the car. And folks, there's already been questions of the quality of a Tesla, okay? And yes, they have a lot of bells and whistles, but as the headline says, cheap Tesla's a wrong kind of cheap, and it is. I don't want a cheaper Tesla if they're going to take out the stuff that makes Tesla the car that it is. You know, the cool factors of it. And yeah, what are they going to do? They're going to take out, whether it's talking about I had it picked up. This is a good one. Here we go. Yeah. Now, this is just speculation, okay? But there's a million ways that you can cut costs in the car, right? The price cuts aren't a reflection of manufacturing. The plan was shoved aside in favor of boosting utilization of the existing assembly line. Instead, their famously spare interiors will get sparer. Yeah. shorter range, fewer speakers, touchscreens, textile seats, manual steering, few color choices, and so on. You do it. That's a tough one. Now, all the value on this equity is built on not EVs, cars, okay? But then you jump to this next article, and they're pounding Elon, man. This one's out this morning, okay? The assurances about affordable Teslas ring hollow. Now, what's remarkable here is that the new decontented Teslas, okay, settle for less range, slower acceleration, no FM AM radio, no lane keeping assistance. Those cars, that Tesla, nobody wants a second-rate vehicle, folks. That's the other thing to think about in this, okay? And I get that Tesla's valuation is not built on cars. But the last thing a consumer, put your mind in a consumer, man, the last thing a consumer wants to hear is that you're getting a scaled-down vehicle. And how much is that vehicle going to cost you? $2,000 more than what those vehicles cost that were not the scaled-down version before that $7,500 tax credit. And of course it's a big deal. So there's going to be some problems when you go forward on the vehicle front on, yeah, hey, $7,500 tax credit on a vehicle that they're talking about selling for $40,000. In many instances, folks, that would make that a deal breaker, right? That type of number. All right. You check back to Amazon. So yeah, Amazon up about $1 right now. And they are. To take a look. And yeah, I think we're all used to. And there's your skip the pharmacy line, right? We're all used to it, man. The kiosks are operated by Amazon Pharmacy. They're launching at the One Medical Clinics in LA. They stock a range of commonly prescribed medicines, antibiotics, inhalers, blood pressure. I'm sure you can add diabetes on that. Yeah, so they bought One Medical for almost $4 billion back in 2022. They acquired PillPack for $750 million in 2018, and then launched Amazon Pharmacy from there. And yeah, that whole pharmacy arena, it is ripe for disruption. Right? We all get drugs, no matter what you're talking about in terms of pharmacy drugs. We're all used to how it takes forever to show up at that line, wait for the pharmacist. It's not their fault, man, at all. It's the setup. Nonetheless, all right. NVIDIA shares up by about $1.50 right now. So how about this one in terms of how long it can take to unwind some of these financial arrangements? Lehman Brothers, their lending arm, 17 years later, after the 2008 financial crisis, the judge says that arm can close after they recoup $28 billion. Now, PricewaterhouseCoopers recovered 28 billion pounds, $37.5 billion, way more successful than they thought. The administration of the firm began after the collapse, September 15th, 2008. PwC has been paid £1 billion over that time, with another almost $500 million paid out in legal costs, and they recouped all of that money over that time, almost making the creditors whole on that cash. But yeah, 17 years of accounting and management and administration of Lehman Brothers International Europe could be concluded yesterday. Amazing, some of the timelines of some of these companies. All right. Now, I'm going to post this one in the Tiger's Den, folks. I'll post it over on YouTube as well. But yeah, this is the article I was talking about, the circulatory nature. And I'm not going to dwell on it because it's a good one. It's the big take. And it was out yesterday, okay? I was reading it last night, and we've been talking about it. And, you know, it's one of the risks out there, folks. You better believe it. And then you see stories out there of, I mean, look at this map, right? NVIDIA's at the center, of course, $4.5 trillion valuation. And they got many other players that we don't even talk about in here. They're talking about Mistral, Figure AI, Nscale, okay? AMD, OpenAI, Microsoft, Oracle, XAI, Intel, CoreWeave, all in the mix. Excuse me. I love how if things go bad, circular relationships might be at play. You better believe it, folks. I mean, if it was this easy to make all this money, everybody would be doing it. Okay, there's plenty of capital that's available to deploy. And I will post this one in the Tiger's Den, folks. And that doesn't mean that the market's going to tank, folks. But it's just a real risk when they're all refinancing each other and using the revenue of that refinancing to fuel even sometimes their competitors, right? Imagine you have NVIDIA doing deals with OpenAI, who's then doing deals with AMD, who's a competitor, but they're growing the whole industry. Even XAI in the mix. We got the S&Ps up by 0.2%. Markets back in the green. Gold's talking about up $60. We're coming right back, folks, for the open.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. We got equities open, and we open near the pre-market highs, right? S&P's trading at about 67.75. We're positive by 13 points coming into that opening bell, almost 0.2% in the green. You got the NASDAQ 100 up by 0.2% as well. Dow up by 0.3%, near about 47,000, and the Russell up by about 0.4% as well. And thanks to our man Duffy for posting that one in the Den. I hadn't seen that one on the Times. And yeah, let's continue this conversation. Thanks, Duffy. That's a great article. This is the facts that matter, right? How much does it cost to drive a car? Because we can all do the math of how much it costs to buy it, but I'm talking about what's it cost to charge it. That's a great article, Duffy. I looked at those facts. I said, really? Now, I guess the motto of this is only use those fast charging locations when you really need to, because amazing how much you're paying over 100 miles. But that's the number. The cost to drive 100 miles when you're home charging, which many people do. Okay, if you're going to buy an EV, you should make sure that you're charging it at home most of the time, whether you have a setup, whether you just plug it in, right? $5.26 for 100 miles. A hybrid's so close. A gas car, if you're talking about, you're getting about 25 miles a gallon, right? So you divide that number by 4. What's the cost of a gallon of gas? About $3 and change to go 100 miles. They're saying a gas car costs you about $12.80. And then you can change where you are in terms of location on this, okay, for the times. I'll share this one as well. I'm going to share them both. The Times, I'll share this article. Thank you for sharing it again, Duffy. That was a great one, man. Even myself. You run the numbers, right? We're all about numbers, man. Run the numbers. In Florida, you charge your car at home, and this is for 100 miles, okay? So what's crazy is, not crazy, but let's say, so that's 100 miles. Let's multiply it times 10. You're talking about 1,000 miles, okay? So for 1,000 miles, your electric car is going to cost you $45, and a gas car is going to cost you $120. So for every 1,000 miles you're driving, you're saving about $70 for a standard gas car versus charging your car at home. But look how close the hybrids are, you know? And a hybrid allows you a little bit more flexibility. And yeah, where electricity is cheap and gas is expensive is where the sweet spot is, but check that one out. All right, we jump around in the market. Tesla this morning, continuing the drop, down by another 0.9% this morning. We jump over to the AI equities. NVIDIA, they're liking the deal with XAI. NVIDIA up by 1.6%. Amazon, a little volatility as they're pumping out vending machines with prescription drugs. I'll tell you, folks, when I was over in Japan, and I don't know if they still have them in Japan, vending machines with beer. Now, as somebody that was over there at 16 years old, he was younger, I think I was like 15, too young to be drinking alcohol, of course. And I say that realistically, even though sure, high school kids are drinking alcohol, as they shouldn't be at that age. But it was remarkable to see vending machines, of course, with beer everywhere. You ask yourself, if you're in America, right, and there's vending machines with beer everywhere, the younger people that weren't 21 would be raiding those vending machines. Nonetheless, prescription drugs, yeah, it's coming. And I'm sure that they have ways that you can verify identities now before they pump out those prescription pills. And my guess is there's going to be no opioids in there, right? There's going to be no painkillers, okay? And maybe they'll be inside the store anyway. But yeah, you're talking about regular prescription drugs, and that industry is ripe. Amazon rolling over a little bit right now. S&Ps, we dip a little bit lower on the open. NASDAQ holding on to gains by about 0.3% so far this morning. And yeah, we get Fed minutes today at 2 p.m. Eastern time, as we are 3 weeks out from Fed Day today. Yeah, Intel, look at these winners and losers, man. Down by 2.8%. Hey, who's selling those stocks when America owns 10% of that company? Intel taking it on the chin this morning. AMD shares up about 0.5%. Jumped to Oracle, up by 1%. Look at Oracle almost getting it all back from that slide yesterday. Just encourage you to be vigilant in this market, folks. Use stops because, you know, the headlines, this market is defying the headlines, okay? You know, to tell me that story hits yesterday, right? Talking about Oracle, profitability, NVIDIA, and you're telling me after that story hits, if you said to me by tomorrow, okay, This market's not even going to care about that again. NVIDIA is going to be back to being in positive territory from where we were yesterday. NVIDIA is going to make another deal with XAI. You're going to have Oracle shares basically shake off the entirety of the move and trade back to where we were trading Friday of last week. Relentlessly strong market right now across the board. Oracle shares trading higher. So this one from the Journal last night, a new Wall Street trades powering gold and hitting currencies. Investors are pouring money into dollar alternatives like Bitcoin and precious metals. Now, what's interesting here, okay, is that this run has not been at the expense of the dollar in gold, folks. Okay, now you could say that it's in relation to every currency, right? As in maybe the dollar's not weakening versus other currencies when you have gold trading higher, but gold is trading higher in remarkable fashion that has nothing to do with the dollar. You take a look at gold. Okay, we back off from those highs a bit. There's a $22 pullback like nothing. And it is like nothing when you're trading at 4,000, right? But you look at the run that gold has had. Let's go back to a daily. And this run from August 19th is now $700, folks. It's more than a 20% run over like the last 6 weeks, okay? Break out of that consolidation area. There's August 19th. Okay, I'm going to zoom in. This is what the dollar's done for that entire run from 3,300 up to 4,000 and change now in gold. If anything, you've actually seen the dollar strengthen over that time. We had quite the acceleration. Not a coincidence. That's Fed Day at 96.21, and the dollar has strengthened since then, even with the government shutdown. 98.76 right now. And speaking of, we'll throw it a headline as it persists. So workers aren't getting paid. You had 250,000 federal employees did not receive their scheduled paychecks this week, but guess what? That ramps up as that number goes to 2 million will go without pay if that impasse extends into a third week. And we'll see if that ups the ante for the negotiations. Hasn't just yet. And of course, not paying those on furlough in terms of not back pay in play. We'll see if it plays out. All right, S&Ps holding on to green. We're up by 6 points right now. A little bit of selling on the open. NASDAQ 100 holding on to those gains. Look at that acceleration, right? We got NVIDIA trading higher on the open. Ripping higher to 188, up 1.6%. S&P's in the green. Dow in the red. Look at that sell-off. What do we got going on in the Dow? All right, folks. Come back. We're going to talk to our man Teddy Cakestad. We'll talk some currencies. We'll talk some commodities. We're coming back. Don't go away.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direction.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey. Because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Welcome back, folks. We got tech stocks leading the way as usual. S&P's up 0.1%. You get the Dow and the Russell rolling over negative, and the NASDAQ 100 up by about 0.4% right now. And right now, folks, we're going to jump over to our man Teddy Kegstat. We talk to Teddy every Wednesday at 40 past the hour. If you'd like to check out Teddy's outstanding Tiger Forex report, folks, right under the newsletter tab on the front page of TFNN, you hit that button, you can sign up. It's $97, folks, for a month, and it comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. It's our man Teddy Kegstat. We're going to talk to Teddy. New issues every Monday and updates throughout the week. Check it out, folks. Teddy Kegstat, good morning.
Good morning, Tommy.
So we got gold, of course, in focus, man. And I wanted to ask you, what you think. We have the dollar. It's been a little bit strong, and I say strong in the context of chopping around near 98. But it's remarkable that we've had a little bit, no dollar weakness, and gold continues higher. What do you think about this market? If maybe I was wondering that one. You've had a remarkable gold, of course, on quite a run, but early in the year, right, we had that dollar decimation from 110 to 97, 96, but gold really powering higher. What do you think about this market, man?
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. We have the dollar index that broke out to the upside this week. But you got to realize the trend has been lower for, multiple months, and it's only been for the past few months. It's been more of a sideways kind of bottoming situation. I would not want to say that the swing low last month was the bottom in the dollar index. I think right now we're pressing a correction more than anything else. I mean, we did have one rate cut with supposedly two more looming before the end of the year. Obviously, we have differences of opinions between myself and the consensus on that one, but that's already factored in. So I think what we really have, like, if you notice, the euro and the pound, the euro is pulled back a little bit, versus the dollar, but not as extreme as, say, like the yen. The yen had a huge breakout to the upside. They're now above the 150 critical area for the BOJ, which is a level they don't want to see the U.S. dollar yen above. Now, the Japanese, the Bank of Japan there is more than speculation that they're going to be hawkish and hike sometime between now and the end of the year. Are they going to do it this month? I would say that's probably just over 50% chance that they may do it this month. I think more likely it will happen in November or December. One of the reasons I'm saying this is because there's a rebalancing of assets going on in Japan. While we're being dovish, they're definitely going on a hawkish basis, and they're rolling a lot of assets, meaning that they're selling off a whole ton of things that they had already had invested in. All the central banks have certain products that they invest in. So they're dumping those securities. So that means that now you have a lot of yen coming on the market to begin with. So you have a high supply for one. So, and it's kind of like the way I'm looking at it, this rally is a buy the rumor, sell the fact, meaning that until they really raise hikes or do some quantitative hiking, this is a rally to sell, meaning this is giving you your last opportunity for when they do. You'll probably see a big swing. I mean, you see the yen trading right now, or where is it at? Like right now, I think as we're speaking,
150, 250, almost 150, 256. Quite a run the last few days.
Yeah, we're almost in the middle of the range today. Like we took out our upside target level today from the Tiger Forex report. Now we have a big gap that from Monday's opening into today from last Friday. Now, we were in our range trade zone that we were chopping in and around for months. Now, all of a sudden, we exploded like this. Now, the adage is that all gaps get filled. Let's say that we trade up this to like 154, 55 area, or even just hover around the 152. That means we still should get back to 149, 48 to fill the gap. That's a nice sell-off move. So you got to figure that if they do hike, well, that's negative for the U.S. dollar, Japanese yen, especially if we're going to cut. Then you have two interest rates that are fundamentally making the U.S. dollar yen weaker, okay? And in that situation, you should see fundamentally the pricing for U.S. dollar yen should be somewhere around the 145 to 140 level, just off of that alone, okay? So now if we're $10 higher, this is where options come into play. Like if you're an options trader, you can trade the futures options right from the CME, or you can use the products from the CBOE for the currencies. If the yen continues this rally over the next week or so, which I'm definitely looking for, I'm looking for the setup. If we get up to 155, 156, you're definitely looking at some fantastic option opportunities, because the odds of the market setting a range trade at that level and just hovering there within a couple dollars for even just a few weeks, let alone a few months, is very, very minor. I mean, very, very, very low. The odds of it moving away from that price point by more than $5 or $6 is probably, I would say, in the range of over 60 to pushing 70%. So that's a very viable place to start to look for. You don't even have to figure out the trend there. You're just looking at a spread. So there's lots of opportunities, I think, for the opportunities. And now, if I'm thinking about this, big money has to be thinking about this. So when you're looking at all these major derivatives that are moving like that, that's why I'm saying this is a buy the rumor. The rumor is they're going to hike, that the market's going completely inversely of what it fundamentally and technically should be doing. So it's basically saying, hey, let them push this extreme. And as this extreme gets pushed, and the closer we get to the next BOJ meeting, we're probably going to see a big move, which is nice. This is the time. Now we're going to start to see some really nice swing trades, especially in one of the biggest currency crosses in the dollar index.
That was a great breakdown, man. I learned so much just in that few minutes. I appreciate it. And I hadn't, it wasn't even really on my radar. I'm watching the dollar, of course, but boy, quite the pronounced move over the last few days. And sometimes that's, of course, factoring in golds as well. So I like to watch that yen. And, folks, check out the Tiger Forex Report. Teddy's got a couple of great webinars as well. You're talking about options, of course. I know you love options, Teddy. Capitalizing on time with calendar stock option spreads and Japanese candlestick patterns right under that services tab. Check that out as well, folks. Hey, what do you think about crude? I know it's kind of a story. $62 and change, 62.35 right now. A little bit of a bounce, but anything changing on crude for you?
It's bouncing around in our critical range. I like the last swing low. I think that if we could probably test the support level there around $60 again. And I think, us seeing 57.50 by, Thanksgiving, I wouldn't doubt, like if I was to flip a coin on direction between now and Thanksgiving, I would assume that oil is going to be at where it's at now, or maybe a few bucks lower than higher. Okay. I think that people are going to get a little break for the holidays, for travel season. So, and you're starting to see some deflation. I went to just a regular grocery store yesterday, and I couldn't believe it. I saw the markdown on things like pasta and pasta sauce and stuff like that, where, an average box of spaghetti, no matter what brand it is, like 2 years ago was like $1.50. Now it's like $3. Well, now it's back to like $1.50, $1.25. like, I don't know, all of a sudden they literally are marking down the prices by upwards of 50%, you know, and I'm just like, well, this is a big deal. And I know its pastas are cheap to begin with, but I started walking around the store and I started seeing other price points on things that haven't moved in a long time. And I was just looking at the shelf and I'm just like, wow, I'm like, this has all happened recently. This is not something, and if that holds going into the holiday, inflation start to drop. So should oil.
And I think we all like that $3 price tag, man. Can't beat it right now, around that price for gas. Teddy, great education, great conversation as always. Folks, check out the Tiger Forex Report, those great webinars. Have a great week, man. We'll talk to you next Wednesday, Teddy.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Take care. We'll be right back, folks.
Trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter, a must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the Newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Up by 0.5%. We're at basically session highs right now. Up 125 points in the NASDAQ 100, 165. S&P's up by 11. And the Dow negative by 63 points. And jumping back to that article talking about the deal between NVIDIA and XAI. So XAI raises $20 billion after NVIDIA and others boost the round. And the way that they're combining all of these into different, whether it's equity stakes, now this one's a special purpose vehicle, okay? And basically, so what do? Is they create a special purpose vehicle, whether it's an incorporated, an LLC, whatever it is, that special purpose vehicle is going to buy NVIDIA processors and rent them to XAI. NVIDIA invested as much as $2 billion, okay, and the special purpose vehicle is split between $7.5 billion in equity and $12.5 billion in debt. But you got to imagine that you're investing in a special purpose vehicle that has a built-in client that's ready, right, which is XAI. And they have a producer that's ready, that's NVIDIA. So you have the producer and the consumer investing in their own producing and consumption arrangement. And yeah, NVIDIA's got no shame, and they shouldn't, as in using their financial clout to accelerate that market higher. They're up by 1.7% today as the market persists. S&P's up by 10. We check back in on gold, up by $52, up 1.3% to $4,057. Quite a number. All right, folks, thanks so much for tuning in, kicking your trading day off right here with me on the Morning Market Kickoff at TFNN. Stay tuned. We got a man, Basil Chapman. He's coming up with the Tiger Technicians Hour next, folks. Steve Rhodes with the Trader's Edge, live at 11 o'clock. Fast Market at 12. Our man, Larry Pesavento, at 1 o'clock Eastern Time, and I'll be back at 3. Have a great Wednesday, everybody. Stay tuned. Basil Chapman coming up live right now.